Buffalo seems to be that place that you like to come to. Let's talk a little bit about your connection to Buffalo. You've done so many shows here. Is this a place that you enjoy coming to perform?
Well, my favorite places to come to perform are the places where people are excited to see me, and that seems to be the case with Buffalo. We've just had some really great shows there, and we usually sell a bunch of tickets, so that makes me excited to come back. Generally speaking, any place I can go play my horn with my band with a crowd that's digging it is great. But this town has been particularly friendly over the.
Many people have talked about music these days and saying that music has lost its way, but it's something about your music, right? It seems to resonate with all types of people, all crowds, and it also shows the purity of music. You want to talk about that?
Well, I appreciate you saying that. That feels great to hear. I'm just trying to make music that makes me feel a certain way. I love music that can relax me or inspire me or, take me out of day to day and just put me in that wonderful space that music can put you in. And apparently, the music that I'm making that's doing it for me is also resonating with people out there who are, I guess, have similar taste to me. I mean, really, because I'm the only audience I can ever make music for. But I just feel like I must have something in common with the people that are digging my music.
Let's talk about your project, any new projects that you have out there, what people should expect.
Well, there's a couple new projects. I mean, we're touring on just the slow burn tour that we're on now. We're coming to town to play. My last record came out, it's about a year ago already, but still feels new to me. I'm so proud of this record. A couple of big hits off of there. I have a song with October London that went top 10 on the R&B chart, which is quite an accomplishment for an instrumentalist in this day and age. Um, and Marcus Miller and Corey Henry, great jazz artists on the record, and I'm just so proud of it. And we're playing six new songs on in this tour, which is a lot. I also have a new Christmas record that's coming out on the 21st of November. It's really a compilation of my first two Christmas records, but it's got a new song that I just made a couple weeks ago. So I'm excited about that too.
What about that project that you have with October London? He is a name that is making waves, obviously, in the circles, and we're hearing a lot about him now. What is it about October London? How did you two hook up, and how did that collaboration go?
Well, I was just driving in my car one day, a couple years ago perhaps, when his first record came out on Snoop Dogg's label. He's a protege of Snoop Dogg. And I just thought, wow, this cat can really sing. And he's got like a Marvin Gaye thing, which was kind of his whole, thing. And I felt like he's an incredible singer. He's a young guy, but we share a sensibility, sort of retro modern kind of thing. So I just put him on my list of people that I might eventually want to collaborate with. I was then working on this song that became the track that we did together called All I Want Is You. And I thought this could be a vocal. Maybe this would be something I could send to October London. I wonder if he'd want to work together. And it turns out that he grew up listening to my music with his father in the car and was a big fan, and so was really excited to work together. And I sent him the track that I was working on, and he sent me this finished vocal back. It was amazing. And I said, this is a hit. And I turned out to be right.
You've had some collaborations with some other huge artists. Do you want to talk about that? And who's your favorite?
Oh my
People like to
gosh.
talk about their favorites, and it may be a hard question for you, but if you could, who do you enjoy listening to?
When you become a professional musician, and I've been doing this now for many, many years, it really changes how you listen to music and perceive music. When I was a kid, Earth, Wind and Fire for sure, Grover Washington Jr., Stevie Wonder, probably my top artist in terms of, you know, just I think he's a genius and I love his music. A lot of sax players, of course, great inspirations. But once you become a musician, you sort of stop listening to music in that same way. You don't hear it as an audience member anymore. It's hard to explain. But those were the artists I grew up loving. And in terms of collaborating, man, I've been so blessed, quite frankly, to have so many wonderful collaborations with artists I admire. I can't even really list them. We just recently did a playlist of my collaborations. It was like 40 tracks. Um, Recently, October London, Layla Hathaway, Raheem Devon. I got to work with Al Jarreau and George Duke and George Benson, some of my heroes from the instrumental side. So I've been very, very fortunate.
That's when you just read off that list, I mean, you think about Layla Hathaway, and you can't help but think about her father and
Yeah,
all of the great things that he did and what he left on music and died so young.
I know.
Let's go back to Buffalo. As I mentioned, we were talking before about how Buffalo is a place that seems to love you because you keep coming back because the audience is here for you. But there was that one performance that caused everybody to pause for a moment. You want to talk about that and what
You
happened
know,
afterward?
people often ask me about my most memorable moments on stage, and this is right up there. I was saying thank you, good night, Buffalo, as I do with the horn over my head, and I turned around to walk off stage, and I caught my leg on the edge of the keyboard riser and just face planted down on the ground, and smashed my horn with all of that velocity on the ground and really messed the horn up, wouldn't play at all, and bruised myself, tore my favorite suit. I mean, it was a nightmare in front of the audience. So that's a big Buffalo memory. Did manage to get the horn fixed the next day. David Sanborn hooked me up with his uh, New York based New York City based repairman. And so no harm, no foul, really. But that was at the Buffalo State, and then we're playing at the Klein Hands again this time. So, since then I've learned to glance down a little bit before they say thank you, good night, and walk off the stage.
That's a story that you won't forget, and some of us who were in the audience won't forget either. And your concert here is on November 9th. If you want to tell the people what they can expect that night.
Well, like I said, we're playing 6 songs off the new record. The band I've got is unbelievable. I always have a good band, but this unit is really just on fire. Omari Williams on drums, Big Mike Hart on guitar, a fantastic new keyboard player, Javance Butler, and Smitty Smith on bass, and trying to play everyone's favorites of the rest of the records, as many as we can squeeze in. But we're having so much fun, and we can't wait to see people out there.